It's another great day to give God the praise, the glory, and the honor. I'm Marcel McManus, and I'm excited to be here today for this wonderful and awesome podcast, the Resora Podcast. This is our second episode, and we're glad to be back here once again. Today, we are here for an impactful, sacred conversation with two powerful women who have truly stood the test of time. Women who lived through the civil rights movement, women who came through humble beginnings, who sang through pain, marched for freedom, spoke truth to power, and bridged the gap from the legacy of slavery to the promise of justice. They didn't just witness history, they helped shape it. From jail cells to mass meetings, from Baker County and Albany, Georgia, to Washington, D.C. and beyond. Their stories will live on forever. Today, we sit down with two women who have made an undeniable impact in Southwest Georgia, across the United States of America, and around the world. This episode is filmed right here in Albany, Georgia, on land once owned by slave owners, now owned by the Resora Institute, a place reclaimed for truth, justice, and transformation. I'm honored and I'm grateful, and I'm excited about today's conversation. Ms. Shirley Resora is a civil rights icon, community organizer, and co-founder of the Southwest Georgia Project for Community Education. Her life work has centered on racial justice, land retention, economic empowerment, and healing in rural communities. From the height of the civil rights movement and global conversations on reconciliation, her voice has remained steady, courageous, and uncompromising in the fight for what is right. Ms. Rutha Mae Harris. Ms. Rutha Mae Harris is a legendary civil rights activist and an original member of the Freedom Singers. Formed during the Albany movement, through song, courage, and conviction, she helped carry the message of freedom across this nation, singing in churches, mass meetings, jails, and rallies. Her voice became a weapon against fear and a balm for wounded people. Welcome these wonderful, powerful ladies. How y'all doing today?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. Was y'all introduction okay?
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yes. I was wondering, who was that?
Well, I did my homework, and just so honored to have both of you all here. When I first got to Albany, Georgia, I had a chance to hear about you at Second Mount Zion. And they said, we having a Women's Day event, and we're going to have Miss Second Mount Zion right down the street. There was a Women's Day event. They said, Miss Rutha Mae Harris is going to sing. I said, okay. She came up there and grabbed that mic and got to sing. I said, oh, goodness, let me straighten up here. And that was the first time I ever heard of you. And then I got over here to the Southwest Georgia Project at the time, and your name kept ringing and ringing, all about the Freedom Singers, and that's how I learned of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're excited about it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're excited.
Yeah. So before we get diving into good, so tell me how you two met.
Well, I met Shirley after meeting Charles Sherrod. I met her in Albany, Georgia, at one of the mass meetings, wasn't it, Shirley?
Yeah, you know, your family was Sherrod's family.
Yeah.
So I had to meet the Harrises. And all of them.
Yeah.
You know, because that was like home for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we housed a lot of the snake workers at our house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. When you're meeting great people and great things that come about. We're gonna have a wonderful conversation. We're gonna talk about some great things. Let's take it here. To start us off, when you both look back, what emotions come up when you think about those early days of the civil rights movement here in Southwest Georgia?
Sad. Still sad. Because sometimes I feel like what we did was all in vain. But I know it wasn't. But it makes you feel like that because this man we have, who is the President of the United States, he's crazy. He just stone crazy. And he got me crazy. Because I shouldn't be calling him crazy.
What about you?
Yeah, you know, looking back, but it was exciting. It was dangerous in many situations. It was sad, but also exciting because people really came together to fight, you know, whether it was a lawyer or doctor or a maid. People were willing to put everything on the line to fight, to change the situations we were in. It looked like we keep going, trying to get back there.
Go back.
Yeah.
You know.
And we're trying to
And
push
then there were
forward.
people who put their jobs on the line, like Reverend Wells. I just love that man too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to hear some of the stories you all have shared down through the years of the experiences and gone through. But what I look back and see that you had a passion for people and a passion for change, willing to give up your life, moving back home to dedicate your life to the work. That takes dedication and faithfulness and a passion to see change in our community.
Yeah, because I gave him my education.
You did. Tell me about that.
Well, I was at Florida A&M University 1960-61, and I came home for the summer, and the urban movement had already started. So I was walking down the street one day, and Charles Sherrod, I'm talking, you want to be free? I said, what you mean do I want to be free? I am free. Well, I thought I was free because my dad, who was a minister, sheltered us from all the ills of segregation. He didn't let us go to the movies. We couldn't go to nothing that white folk. Because he said, I built this house, and in this house there's a kitchen, there are bedrooms, there's a TV. So you don't need to go anywhere. So I thought I was free, but I wasn't.
But you wasn't free.
I found out lately.
You know, giving up, you shared before the things that you gave up, and I hear you say now it was worth what you gave up to be where you are to see the impact. How do you feel now, seeing what you gave up, and now to see what you gained?
Well, you know, my commitment came out of tragedy, my father's murder. And I would go right back and give it all, whatever I thought I was headed to, I would give it all up to fight, you know, and that fight is to try to, you know, it happened to my father, but I was committed, and I am still committed to trying to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else.
I love that. Now, you both worked in different lanes, organizing, singing, educating, but both the same goal. How did your paths first cross, and how did you recognize in each other early on?
Like I said, we met in the urban movement, and we've been connected ever since.
Yeah.
And
Ruther
we're
has a
going to be
powerful
connected
voice.
ever since.
Powerful voice. Yes.
It's powerful voice. You can't help but try to sing to that.
How did that come about with the singing aspect? You know, I know how you all met, but how did the music, with all that was going on, how did that tie into the civil rights movement like that? You got the singing, and you got the educating, you got the marching. What was so significant with the music connection like that?
Well, the music played a very vital role during the civil rights movement. Personally, I feel that without the music, that wouldn't have been a movement. Because the music gave us strength.
Yes.
And it kept us from being afraid. Say you walk in a march, and you walking, and this police got this billy club, and you say, I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. You start singing, and somehow that billy club falls.
Wow.
There's nobody but the Lord working. But songs were powerful.
Yes.
There's no singing like Albany, Southwest Georgia.
Right?
Can't nobody do it like we can do it. I'm
No.
sorry.
We was getting ready for Mr. Sherrod's memorial. We had a tribute on the radio, and your daughter said, our family is known for singing. Every meeting
That's
you
right.
had, you all sung and grabbed hands together at the end, and it was so important how music and singing was in your
Yes.
family.
Yep. It just gave you the strength to just get on. You know somebody's out there waiting on you.
Wow.
But it gave you the strength to get out there, and we were all together. You know, you had others being willing to face the devil. You knew you would be beaten. There were so many times when Sherrod was beaten. I said just about every sheriff around here would just beat him down. But people would see him willing to be beaten like that, and then they get the courage to go.
Wow.
Yep.
The courage to go.
Yep.
You know, a lot of times people read things in books and hear about it through history. What was the daily life really like during those years of resistance in Albany and Baker County?
In Albany, like I said, I really don't really know because my dad sheltered us, but I know that there was one side, black folk on this side and white folk on that side. I went to a segregated school. I graduated from Monroe High School, the best high school in Albany, Georgia.
Wow.
See, I grew up on a farm, and I grew up in a community where my family had bought a lot of land, so much that it's still known as Hawkintown today. So we still had to deal with white people, but it was like a safe place. Then that didn't stop the sheriff from coming. You know, you always had the threat of the gator, you know, kicking in your door, and or doing whatever he would do sometimes when he was drunk. But as safe as we could be on our land, that's what I grew up in. I went to a segregated school. In fact, we didn't get a better looking school let me just tell you like it is. We didn't get a school with an indoor toilet until 1957, and we definitely didn't have a lunchroom, and we had to take those they called it the little fat wood, so to start a fire, you had your turn for being able to bring that, because we had a pot-belly stove, you know, there at the school. So I grew up in that, and it wasn't until Brown versus the Board of Education that Georgia decided to try to build separate but supposedly equal facilities. That's when we finally got a school that had indoor toilets and a lunchroom.
Wow.
You know, but we always had to deal with the gator. I can remember when people would come home from up north, I can remember our people having to meet them at the county line to help bring them in, because the gator had a speed trap set up, and you could be killed, especially if he was drinking.
Wow.
And you had to pay. A lot of times he pocketed a lot of money on the road.
Wow.
Otherwise, you could end up in jail and lose your life.
You know, I'm 41 years old. I graduated high school in 2003. We still had segregated prom in Lyons, Georgia at that time. It didn't end till like 2005 or 2006 that it finally ended in that area like that. And so to hear to see what I went through, but now to hear what you all went through is just it's a big difference. But as you look and see that there's still issues to this day, that there's still work to be done.
Still work to be
And we will
done.
continue to keep going because we can't
Freedom is
stop.
a constant struggle.
Yes, ma'am.
Constant struggle. Got to always fight for what is yours in the beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
But you still got to fight. And we sure enough got to fight this year.
Oh, yes.
We got to go to the polls and vote.
Yes. Why is that important?
It is important that so we can get our democracy back.
Yes.
Our Constitution all torn up. It's a must that we go vote this year.
Yes.
Can't nobody sit down. Everybody got to go vote. Everybody.
Everybody. You talk about voting and making sure that we have our rights to do what needs to be done. We have a voice. And why is that important to you?
Well, as Rutha said, you know, we can't bring change is necessary right now, and it will not happen unless we go to the polls. It will get worse if we think it's bad now.
It's gonna get worse.
You let us not make a change in either the House or the Senate or both come November. It's gonna be really bad.
Wow.
Yes.
Change is needed. You know, you think about faith and fear. There was danger, arrest, threats, and uncertainty. What kept you going when fear was real and the cost was high?
The songs,
That music.
the music. The music keep you from, oh man, that music. You start singing, you forget about everything else.
Wow.
Just walk with me, Lord, while I'm on this journey.
My goodness.
Have mercy.
Yeah.
How did the title of the Freedom Singers come about?
The Freedom Singers were organized during the Albany movement, and we were organized with the purpose of raising funds for SNCC. And we traveled 50,000 plus miles in 9 months.
Wow.
We covered 46 states. Can you believe that? I didn't believe we did that, but we did.
I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We did that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's dedication
And
a hard
while
work.
we were out in California, we got the call to come to the March on Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And Harry Belafonte flew us back.
So you
That's how
back.
we got to Washington.
Wow.
Harry Belafonte plane.
You know, here at Resora, this very, very beautiful place that is here.
It is. It's so
And
beautiful.
So much history that has been shared, things have done. Southwest Georgia Project has had the Freedom Singers here many times. When we have an event, we got to have the Freedoms here to come sing. Call Ruth and me. Tell Miss Ruth and me to
If I
get
have to
here.
come by myself, I'm
If
coming.
you come,
That's right.
and just see the connection and the love and the family a part of it, understanding more that through music is ways to connect. When the speech is not being able to convey to the people, it may be that music that gives that strength. Why is it important that you have them at so many events that we have here?
Well, we don't need to lose that history. You know, that as Rutha said, singing became a part of the movement right here in Albany. And I get so upset all the time because Albany doesn't get the credit that it's due for the role that Albany played in the movement. You know, the historians tried to say that Albany's movement was a failure. It was not. And many of them came through here and were trained and went on to other states.
Especially
Mississippi.
Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You know, they got their strength here
Wow.
in Southwest Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, so we cannot let that, and we've got to do a better job. You know, I heard someone say they marched to the library, and I want to tell them it didn't just happen. Now that march probably didn't get planned in the mass meeting, but they didn't understand, and I think there's still not an understanding that SNCC folk were meeting during the day and planning the next activity.
We
SNCC
had workshops.
played- right.
Sherrod had us in workshops.
Yep.
How to protect yourself.
That's what those workshops was
He taught
about.
us how to, Sherrod taught us what we could.
Yep.
Wow.
We ain't worried about nothing. Sherrod had us. I'm serious.
They say he was bold.
He was bold and he made us bold.
Wow.
That was a powerful man. He didn't get his due, but it's
He
all right.
sure did, and Sherrod played a major role.
He
He
did
wasn't
not
trying
get
to
his
be out
due.
there in the front,
Right.
so that you give him all of the credit.
Yeah.
But he was behind the scenes doing a lot of things that happened. You know, moving from Albany into Americas, into all of these counties around here. That didn't just happen; it was planned.
Planned. Wow.
Yep. He didn't get his due, but that's all right. It's all good.
You know, to see the work from Albany, Georgia area, Baker County,
And he the only one that came and stayed.
That's right.
I heard that a lot before.
The only one
Mm.
who came and stayed.
You know, I think sometime when I first came to Albany, Georgia, I questioned God, why did you send me to Albany, Georgia? It wasn't till the second time around that I'm understanding what happened here in Albany, Georgia, the significance and the impact. I had a dream and desire to be in the radio industry. Had no idea that God would allow me to come to help, stand on the shoulders to help to continue the legacy and the dream, continue to keep going forward. When I first got here, she wanted to have more programming of this. So this is the beginning of something greater than what has been done so far. Bridging the gap and bringing y'all here together. Many people watching this interview and being touched remember some of these stories, sitting down, we preparing for what is getting ready to come for you. It's just truly amazing to hear that work still need to be done. We came a long way, but we're not done. What work must be carried forward by this generation? For both of y'all.
Well, the road has been paved for our people. I mean, we're going backwards. You know, we fought for the right to vote. Our folk won't vote. Young people don't go out to vote in the way that they should. They treat it as if it's nothing. That's part of the work that has, they've got to understand that the vote means something. And if you didn't get that lesson during this last election, because you're seeing what's happening when you don't vote, that's part of the work of our people. But also, we get hung up on Mercedes and things.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've got to understand the land that our people bought didn't happen because they were fixed on trying to get things in life. They understood that owning land and getting an education was important.
Wow.
For our people, for the advancement of our people, and that's still important. So that's also part of the work for young people. And there's so much more. Y'all got these computers now, and everything is just right here in hand, and you're really smart, and we need to use that.
Yes, ma'am.
And not be selfish. Part of growing up in rural Baker County, our teachers, our church folk, our neighbors taught us to reach back and help someone. You got to make it, but don't think you made it on your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Reach back and help bring somebody else forward, and we've got to do a lot more of that as we move forward.
And they need to realize that they didn't get what they got. Somebody had to die for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody got hurt for you. Somebody went to jail for you.
Wow.
So you wasn't given anything on a silver platter.
That's right.
That's what they don't understand. And they'd like to say, I wouldn't have done that. Well, if we hadn't done that, you wouldn't have what you have today.
I think Rutha mentioned Reverend Wells. Oh my goodness. I can remember canvassing in Worth County with Reverend Wells, and he's so into it. He would be halfway out of the car before the car stopped. One foot out there, out the door trying to stop the car. He was really, really something.
Wow.
He really was. I'm sorry you didn't get to meet him.
Yes.
Yeah,
You have had so many great history of the opportunities to sing many places, from the White House to the movie set, the Preacher's Wives, singing at different events.
Turkey, Spain.
Everywhere. How do you look back at your life now?
Thankful, grateful, glad I didn't get married. Because had I gotten married, I wouldn't be able to accomplish what I've accomplished.
Wow. How you look back at your life now?
When I made the commitment to stay and work, I thought I was giving up all of the good things in life. That I was just devoting my life to working, but it just led me to so much more richness. I was selected at one point as a Kellogg Fellow. And what did that mean? 3 years of Kellogg providing the money. If I came up with let's say like I did, I wanted to go to Ghana, and I could justify what I wanted to go there to learn. Kellogg provided the money for it. They allowed me to put together a budget every year. And then I'm free. I went to 21 different countries.
Wow.
But what I was doing was looking at things I could bring back home. I was always looking for what I could bring back home. Now, there were some rough times in there too, as when I was fired by the Obama administration, but there was lessons in that too, and led me to, be able to have a voice nationwide, rather than just right here in Southwest Georgia. So it just led me to so much richness.
That's the lessons and the blessings and lessons, life experiences and things that we all go through. Today, I'm 41 years old on this current day, 41 December 22nd. It is an honor to be connected to this organization. I don't say it lightly, and to learn a great history and to share. It's given me more of an insight to understand more of my calling and what I'm called to do and help to spread the message. Today, we're making history by capturing this at this place at this time. The very first podcast through this organization. I want to say thank you for allowing us to do this and bring this here. As we wrapping up, this has been so wonderful. There's so much more I can dive into. What do you hope people will say about your lives and your work?
People, I don't worry about. It's what the man upstairs. That's all. I don't care what people say about me. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for the grace of God.
Wow. What about you?
You know, March the 25th, 1965 was when I decided to dedicate my life to change here in Southwest Georgia. I have not wavered from that. You know, it's been this March, I believe, would be 61 years. You know, I've tried to tackle so many different issues through the years, but they can say I've been dedicated.
Dedicated. That you have. Over 60 years. The many great work, many years. Y'all both have traveled. You have done many things. But one thing I love about it, you never forgot about home.
The good part, I'm still doing it.
And you're still doing
I'm
it.
still traveling, it's telling the story.
At your age, I mean, both of y'all going strong at y'all ages.
85.
85, still driving, still
Yeah,
going.
Still driving.
I was down in Leary, Georgia for a Christmas program. Man, look who come walking in, come Miss Ruth to me. I said, oh Lord, I'm gonna have to play this piano today, cause she gonna make you play, cause she finna sing.
That's one good thing about Ruth, that she will show up.
Yes, she will.
You know, whether you out in the
If I have
country,
to show it by myself.
Way out there in the
Calhoun County, or here in Albany, or up there in Atlanta, or in D.C.
She showed up.
I will
she's
show
been
up.
willing to use her
On the way
voice.
on, show up, I can't.
If you can't. Well, thank y'all too so much. This has been amazing. Any words you want to share with her before we wrap up?
Well, I'm just so proud of her, you know, and I mean, when you hear her sing, oh my goodness, you know, I can't sing. That's the good thing. I can act like I'm singing.
Yes.
You know, my husband could sing,
Yeah.
and then my daughter ends up singing, and my son and I, you know, oh my goodness, they couldn't stand to hear us sing, saying we can't hear it. So they really hurt my feelings, you know, so I don't sing out loud.
Wow. Any words you want to say to her?
I love her.
Yes.
Yep, I love her. I still love her.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I do anything she asks me to do.
Yes. You always been yes to her and
Yeah.
to the organization, to the family. This has been wonderful. Today we don't just hear stories, we encountered legacy. We sat with women who turned pain into purpose, songs into strength, and struggle into strategy. Women who remind us that freedom is not inherited, it is protected. Ms. Shirley Sherrod, Ms. Ruth May Harris, thank you for your courage. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for reminding us that our voices still matter. This has been the Resora podcast filmed here in Albany, Georgia. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks for joining. Big shout out to Ken and Daryl for the awesome, amazing production. Shout out to Mike here at Resora. Great, amazing place. If you've never been here before, this is the place to come visit and visit their website, ResoraExperience.com and the SherrodInstitute.com. And this wonderful, amazing, great segment, second podcast, and you made it with us.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. And
Thank
Ms. Sherrod,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all keep it locked. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful and blessed day.